Always a great pleasure to welcome our guest to the phone today. She's been with us many times before on the program, has a brand new CD out called At Last from the Telarc Jazz label. Great pleasure to welcome Ann Hampton Callaway back to the show. How are you, Ann?
I'm doing great, Doug. It's great to hear your voice.
It's great to talk to you again. I guess our yearly visit that we always try to do. We have to do it more frequently, but good to talk to you.
I know, yeah. Thank you.
First of all, congratulations on the CD. I was listening to it the last few days, and a great selection of songs on here.
Well, I had such a wonderful time recording it, and it really turned out even better than I thought it would. When you make a CD, there's so much involved. There's so many creative choices and so many emotions that go on in the whole process. So it's turned into this beautiful sort of movie throughout the different emotions of love, and it really turned into something that I'm very proud of, and we've had incredible reviews and feedback from friends and fans. So, and now that I know that Etta James doesn't want anyone else singing her song, I welcome the moment that I see her, that she disses me, and then I take her on. I'm ready for her.
Of course, the title tune, At Last, and really that's a chestnut from back in the old Glenn Miller days, isn't it?
That's right. In fact, if you go to YouTube, you can see from a movie, I forget the name of the movie, but the Glenn Miller Orchestra has an incredible performance of that song with two vocalists, and it's nice to hear, sort of the first rendition of that classic, and of course Etta's is unforgettable. And the interesting challenge for all of us who do this music is to make these songs our own, and I enjoyed that challenge with some very beautiful and well-loved standards like At Last and Over the Rainbow and Lazy Afternoon, and I enjoy finding my own story, my own interpretation, and trying to put something fresh and unique into these beautiful classics.
How do you go about that when you obviously you kind of know the song, we all do that, appreciate this music. Do you just kind of fool around on the piano a little bit and try and rearrange it yourself, or how do you go about that and making your own arrangement of a song like this?
It's a very interesting process. I always start with a lyric, and I never record a song or put a song on a show unless I need to sing it, unless I connect with it emotionally. It's always best if it's something that I'm relating to in my life at the present moment, or a very powerful memory. And having found the love of my life, singing At Last, there's a certain amount of exhilaration and amazement that I feel, and so that definitely put a stamp on things. And, loving these songs and looking at them carefully, I didn't know that there was a verse to At Last. So when I heard the beautiful verse, I thought it set it up so beautifully, and I don't know why no one else, to my knowledge, has recorded it. And the same goes for Over the Rainbow. The vulnerability of the personality in the song, it sort of inspired me to sing the verse a cappella, because there's something very haunting about the naked voice, just singing to the sky. And I sat down at the piano after I've really paid a lot of attention to the lyrics. I try things. I have rehearsals with my band, and I have such incredibly creative and innovative players that I work with, Ted Rosenthal, Jay Lenhart, Victor Lewis, Rodney Jones. We sat in our rehearsal studio and just tried all kinds of things, and some things work, some things don't, and then in a performance they grow, and it's a very exciting process.
You talk about Over the Rainbow, the verse of that. I don't think Judy Garland sang that in the movie, did she?
I don't believe so, no.
It goes right into the melody, and you don't often hear the verse to that. So it's
right. And I think the mark of a great songwriter is the ability to write good verses.
Yeah.
That sort of take you from one place to another, so it's not just boom. But a lot of times in this day and age, people have the don't bore us, get to the chorus mentality, and I think most of my fans are a little bit more sophisticated than that, so I always honor their intelligence, and I'm very lucky to have such wonderful music lovers in my life.
Well, yeah, those are the tradition of that era. I guess the 20s through the 40s. Anyway, the Tin Pan Alley. The songwriters wrote verses, and then had the great choruses, and oftentimes those verses got lost as other people recorded them through the years. It's good to see them recorded again.
Right, and it's like when you're having the great meal of your life, you would never just have an entree. You always have a beautiful appetizer, an amuse-bouche, something that it's an experience that takes you from one place to another, and when I make a CD, it's not just a bunch of songs you put on there. It's a real emotional adventure, and I spend a lot of time choosing the songs and how they'll fall one into the next, so that it does become like a movie, and it becomes a seamless adventure that you go on. And a lot of times people have been telling me lately that they've been playing the album over and over again because they just want to keep going on that adventure.
Well, and the first time I put it in, I just let it ride the whole way through, and you're right, it does. It is like a movie in a sense because there's a storyline through the whole thing. So. And
the last song is I'm so happy that we got to record "On My Way to You." I don't know if you're a Michelle LeGrand fan, but Alan and Marilyn Bergman wrote such a beautiful lyric called "On My Way to You," and wanting to change a single mistake or moment in your life because of each step leading to the person that you were meant to be with, and that's how I feel about my life.